Welcome back, everybody. This is
Oh, boy!
God. This is already off the rails.
Boy, you've fallen apart quickly.
SPX 2023. Confirmed that. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm Rusty.
I'm Joe. I believe this is Rusty. And with us today,
Kristen,
what's going on? You
Hey.
said that name with such fervor.
Yeah.
do people not know how to say their names?
Well, it wasn't that. It was aggressive.
Kristen.
Like you saying it was like a violent act towards us, and I
Oh.
appreciate that.
Well, that's how I live. I live life aggressively. I do everything in my life as hard as I possibly can, including say my own name.
Nice.
Wow.
Although it did make me question then what the opposite is. Like, people aren't sure of their name?
What?
Like, are people not sure of their name? Like, I'm Kristen?
Yeah, like
You
I
just screwed up the
Kristen?
intro of this video. You have heard me do it, and you have done it this weekend multiple times, and now you're questioning somebody that
Hey, you know what?
might
I
get
don't
lost in their own name.
Someone called me chicken last night, but they're like,
What?
yeah. He was like, "Hey, chicken." I mean, Kristen.
Like, where was chicken even an option? Like,
Was that
It's 2 syllables. It's got a K in it. I understand.
It ends with a.
And En, yeah. Yeah.
You sure they just weren't calling you a coward?
hey, chicken. Actually, it's
Hey,
Kristen.
chicken, no.
Thank you.
It's one of those ways where they insult you, but then they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, that was just a slip of the tongue."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they get home and they go, "I got them.
I got
her."
him.
You don't even
Psych.
know how much I hurt them.
I meant to call you chicken.
Oh yeah.
Set that up the whole time.
So you're here at SPX.
Yes. Yes, I'm tabling.
Why are you here?
Well, I'm selling my comics.
Oh, that's a good
Actually,
idea.
yeah. Well, part of the reason I was told to come over here by the Dirty Diamonds ladies is I'm the brainchild behind Left-Handed Shrek.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
we
they
just
talked about
that.
it during their interview.
Well, you are welcome to a copy, each of you.
Thank you so much.
Printed up their, yeah.
So tell us about Left-Handed Shrek.
Last year, at the end of SPX, when all these artists were trying to enjoy their well-earned, exhausted post-convention beers, I approached them and shoved my sketchbook into their hands and said, "Draw me a picture of Shrek using your non-dominant hand without using a photo reference." And let me tell you, the results are pretty spectacular.
Yeah.
They're really bad. And then I made them put their
Excitingly
names
bad.
next to them, and so they like, "Oh, look at these beautiful artists that can't draw Shrek."
Like, here's a gallery.
Yes, it's an art zine.
It sounds like a hit job. You took all these talented people and said, "Look like shit now."
Yeah.
For my enjoyment.
Don't I look good?
Yeah.
Take down the
And then
competition.
you do your piece with your dominant hand.
Yeah, I
And you're like, "Look, guys.
Do you
What
know how to
happened?"
draw?
She's like,
You
Good.
can't draw as good as old chicken here."
Suckers.
Anyway, I'm Chicken Shull, and this is my zine.
So now it's called Left-Handed Shrek. Were there any left-handed artists that drew with their right hand?
There was somebody that tried to, and that we waffled a little bit on the title. We were gonna call it non-dominant Shrek, and then non-dom Shrek, which sounded like a sex move.
Yeah, very
So left-handed Shrek it is. Yeah. I mean, I was strict about it. I was like, it can't be a good Shrek. If it looks good, then you're not getting in the
Some
zine.
people that shit
You
out
just
of
start
here.
adding hurdles like, okay, you know, it looks too good. Stop.
Yeah, it looks. Yeah, no.
Hold your breath.
One
now.
eye closed.
Jumping up and down.
Close one of your eyes, not close the other.
But yeah, I am selling my comics over at H4B with my friend Andy Santagata. I've got like autobio comics and fantasy comics, kind of split down the middle. I do a fantasy comic anthology called Fantology, which is kind of an experiment in like fantasy world building. I have 16 different artists like select them a spot on the map, and every comic that they add to our anthology, we build upon in the second and the third issue. So it's like we don't know what the gods look like, what magic looks like, what the world is. So every comic that you add to our anthology, we're going to build the world a little bit more comic by comic. And then I do diary comics. I've made 3 years worth of daily diary comics that I put into books. So got a lot of those, and then
Days.
yeah, and then a couple of mini comics that like this is about learning how to snowboard, and this is about AI art, and one porn, which I left back there. Yep.
Just the one. You're like, I'm done
Just the
with this
one.
topic now?
I feel like I need to make one other one just so it's not like a lonely hellbait just sitting.
Because
on
if you only
Yes.
do the one, it sounds like you feel like you made a mistake.
It's a thing.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I'm
It's the
ashamed.
outlier.
Yeah. You got to do at least 2 of everything so
Like,
people know
you pull that one out from behind the table.
this is the one.
I tell
porn.
people it's the best read when you're like under the bed sheets with a flashlight.
Oh, guys, did you want to see my one porn comic?
And it's like a drawer. I'm like, here it
And you
is.
put a curtain in front of it.
I was going to say, up in the corner, you put a little sheet that you lift up. And
yeah.
the flashlight
I want to put like a big like sensor
No
bar
flash
over it.
photography. This is for adults only. Adults are smart kids. Those are the people that go
Not smart kids.
Only smart kids, actually. That's it. No adults either.
No.
So how long have you been making comics?
Oh, good question. I'd say like 5 or 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I went to the Center for Cartoon Studies. It was class of 2020. And now I live in Burlington, and I teach at Champlain comics as well. And then I have a comic every other week in the free like local the newspaper that runs all through the state of Vermont.
Cool.
So yeah, I mean, I'd say really seriously within the last 4 years. But yeah, I've been making comics forever.
Have you been coming to SPX?
This is
for
my
a few years?
third SPX. Yes.
Is it your first time exhibiting, or have you exhibited?
Second time.
Wow.
Yeah. It's been a lot of fun. This is my favorite convention, bar none.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So has the weekend been good for you?
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, I'm not being a very good vendor because I haven't been behind the table as often as I should.
Who wants to sell shit?
I'm like spending way too much money on all the good comics here and art and stickers and pins and all the things that I love. Yeah, there's a lot of talent in that room, and it's overwhelming. But yeah, I mean, I'm
Instead
really
of
good.
saying you're being a bad vendor, just say like, you know what, I'm going a different path.
Yeah.
I want to try something new.
Yeah.
I want to try not being there.
My goals are a little bit different. It's like less like sell, and more like buy.
I'm trying to buy my buy. See how that works.
Yeah, I mean, there's not too many grocery stores that focus on buying stuff. They tend just to sell.
Yeah.
You're treading the path, and I think that's respectable.
Yep.
Have you thought about selling with your non-dominant voice? Like, just like,
non-dominant Shrek, non-dominant voice.
or maybe turning away from them so your non-dominant side.
I think that if my voice was any less dominant, you wouldn't be able to hear me through the mask. So it's a tactical decision, I'd say. I want everyone to be able to hear me very clearly as I'm shouting about my comics to them over the table.
I think if you start by saying your name, you'll get the right.
Yeah, I'm like Kristen.
Yeah,
exactly.
Chicken.
They're like, oh shit.
You're like an opera singer, like just finding the notes. Like,
Yeah.
Well, I got to start with Kristen. Or like if you're trying to do an accent that's not natural, there's probably a word or phrase you'll say that gets you right into the accent, and that's what your name is.
Yeah.
That's the volume.
That's the chicken vibe. Yeah.
That's the chicken vibe. That's right.
That is what we call the chicken pie.
Oh yeah, no. Every hashtag chicken vibe. It's all over the place. Non-dominant chicken vibe. Kristen.
Yes.
Would you like to answer a mystery question?
I would love to.
Oh, good,
Yes.
because we have a bunch just for you.
We're ready.
Huzzah!
You only get one, but they're all for you. So
Toot toot.
let's bring in the
we
big
need
quarter
more.
truck. Oh no!
There we go.
There we go. That's it.
Oh, that's so cute.
Now,
What
if
is
you open
it?
up the
So
hatch
pop
in
the
the back,
back
there
open.
will be a special quarter.
Just for you.
It was printed by the U.S. government just for this moment.
Yes.
What year was it printed?
Oh, I don't know. Actually,
That's part of the mystery.
that is
Part of the mystery.
that's the saddest part of the mystery.
It's a chicken quarter. I don't know what
It's
year.
from the year 2000.
Oh, that's fancy.
Oh man, a great year by almost any measure.
The future.
The future.
From the future of the past.
Oh man, it was the future of the
it
past.
was the future of the past.
All right.
Oh, there we go.
Mystery question. Do I read this or are you reading it?
Yeah, you
for
got
you.
to
Okay.
let us know.
What you putting on them nachos?
Oh yeah, what you put on the
Put
nachos?
on them nachos.
The works.
Oh wow.
I think.
Okay, let's define the word.
Yeah, I mean,
You're not gonna get out of here like
Okay,
that.
yeah, the works. Then I'm out.
it's not gonna be filet mignon on there.
You just say the works and you fall to the ground and roll away.
Yeah.
I'd say as much cheese as the chips can handle. I think that's something I've determined about nachos is that I've never turned the plate of nachos back and said like there's too much cheese on them like ever. I don't think that that's possible.
But you have when there wasn't enough.
Yeah, I mean no, I've actually never sent a plate back, but like
I think you need to start doing that.
yeah, I mean like why don't they layer the cheese with the chips? Like when you like eat all the cheese on the top of the nachos, then the bottom chips are all like naked.
That's
and,
one of my
and
biggest
nobody
complaints.
likes those.
No.
So anyway,
So are you?
If I was-
would you go with a cheese sauce or like melted like shredded cheese?
oh, melted shredded cheese.
Oh really?
So-
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, you think like the bowling alley, like pump.
Nacho cheese. Yeah, like
Yeah, I mean it says nacho on the
Again,
vat.
again,
I think
again,
it counts.
That sounds awful.
Okay, so we've covered the cheese as
Cheese.
much as possible.
So, tomatoes, peppers, jalapenos, probably chicken.
Chicken salad.
Yeah.
Right, obviously,
Is it
because your name.
Clearly. I mean,
Yeah. Put some Kristen on there.
Oh, yeah.
Throw a little Kristen on top.
Got him.
How arrogant am I? I only eat nachos with myself.
Give me the Kristen. Yeah, I think that is sour cream and guacamole.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a decadent
solid
nacho.
thing, yeah.
Yeah.
That's like I'm hungover and need to eat a bunch of nachos as a cure-all for.
Now, if you
What
do
are
that
you-
with layered toppings, you're set.
Huh?
If you do that with layers, you're set.
Yeah. Yeah, all the ingredients layer, not just the cheese. Although the cheese is most important,
Yes.
I would say.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard getting the fresh veggies in the middle because they stop being fresh pretty fast.
That's true.
That's true.
You're going to get some soft, sad tomato slices.
Soft-sad tomato.
Or dices, and it's like, just put me on top, guys. Just put me on top.
Cheese stands alone, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a good answer.
Very
Yeah.
good, yes.
Well, what are you putting in your nachos? Can I turn this around and interview you?
Absolutely.
Have you answered this question yet?
Not at
No,
all.
we can.
Okay.
No, this is the first time that question.
Oh, yeah, and all the questions are unique, so that is only going to be for you.
Yeah.
And apparently for us right
We've
now.
been doing this for the mystery questions for about 8 or 9 years, and it's hard.
Really?
It's hard to keep coming up with new questions.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Yeah. It's like, how many times do you want to ask about somebody's favorite sandwich? As much as possible.
Well, you
How do
pull
think?
what's that interview show where the celebrities are inside the actor's studio? You know, say like
yes.
favorite curse word or whatever. And
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Well, this is my personal.
What are you putting on the nachos, Rex?
I kind of like chorizo.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that.
This goddamn dude here always trying to trump people.
Well, you know what? they opened a new taco truck literally in front of our apartment.
That's true.
Oh,
So
hubba.
I've had inspiration, and it's very convenient.
Those
Got it.
people are what's up, man.
Yeah.
It's top of the brain knowledge right there. Is
One
what.
day he was like, they knew him enough that they just gave him some free horchata. I'm like, way to go, man.
Yeah. I almost cried. It was just like
I would
I
too.
made it.
Like, it's not even about the horchata, it's about the spirit.
The girl was like, the guy said, the owner like said something on the side, and she reaches and gets it, and I was like, what? And she was like, he said that's for you because you're a regular, and I was like,
Yeah, that's great.
it was delicious too.
What's the name of the truck?
Taqueria Los Primos. Shout out.
Taqueria Los Primos.
And
What's
apparently
up?
they have like 10 different trucks in Maryland, so.
And how lucky do you get they parked in the gas station in front of our home?
of our apartment. Because the one time the guy was like, oh yeah, you in the neighborhood? I was like, right there. Yes.
Yeah, so that's what he's putting on the nachos.
Anything
That's
else you
taco
would?
chip.
Anything you?
I mean, I like most of what she did, but I probably would go cheese sauce. Even if it's like made from like, proper cheese. But I really like because it dips and drips and it
That's
fills
true.
the crevices.
Yes.
It fills the cracks.
But
a
it's
lot
got to
better.
have brightness. It's got, I think, some diced onions, tomatoes, jalapenos in there. It's got to have some of that.
Yep.
I love sour cream, but what
yeah.
I've learned is you can have too much goopiness then.
Too much goof.
Yeah, because like you got sour cream and you got your guacamole. It almost becomes too much. Like you just lose all textures because they're everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a lesson you have to learn. Like, what is too much for me?
Yeah,
When
you really
I'm
have to know
at that
yourself
all.
before you commit to
Yeah.
sour cream.
Oh yeah, well, you know how
You learn a lot about yourself through your nachos.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a journey of self-discovery
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
through the nachos.
I took that class. I failed it. I took it twice more. I learned a lot about my nachos.
You never passed, but you learned a lot.
I wrote the book, What About My Nachos? And it did not sell well, but that's okay.
It's fine.
I didn't do it good, but that's okay too. What about French fries as a nacho replacement?
Oh yeah. I was actually just thinking while you were talking about the merits of the different kinds of cheeses. When I was in England, I remember there was a pub that I would get like late night drunken munchies at, and they didn't melt the cheese on their cheese fries. It's just shredded cheese
fuck is
dropped
this?
on top
It's
of
not a
French
taco.
fries.
What do we do? It's not a
Like, when you're
salad.
gonna pinch like the cheese to the French fry, how are you supposed to eat it?
Yeah.
Put it on a goddamn heat lamp. What are we
isn't
doing
like a
here?
cook it
Yes.
at home meal.
Yeah.
Like I'm ready to eat.
But that's kind of like, that's England for you.
That's
They don't
England,
put
yeah.
ice in their drinks. They don't. Everything is
mean-
lukewarm.
They don't give a damn.
They don't speak correctly.
They can't even drive on the right side of the road.
Please.
Oh God, no, they're the worst.
Is it any surprise their cheese is wrong?
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they have cheese. I'm surprised they have cheese at all. Yeah, no. Well, the reason I thought French fries is they do faux nachos with French
Oh yeah,
fries.
Papa's Locust.
Papa's
Oh.
Locust.
Next level is the tacho,
What's
the tater tacho.
Oh, tots.
Whoa.
Yeah, tater tots. with like melted cheese
Yeah.
and jalapenos.
Oh man,
Bomb.com.
Amazing.
you get a good tater tot, you're doing all right.
Yes.
I feel like this conversation has been like 30% comics, 70%
It's like
food.
comics.
You know
okay,
what else?
fine.
You know what's most comics? The goddamn show behind us, guys.
That's true, yeah.
There's plenty of comics
That's
in here,
true.
guys.
We're gonna get to the bottom
I do
of the
want to
best
know about your
nacho.
comics, but I'd also like to know, what's the first thing you eat or drink
Yeah.
when you wake up? What's going on there?
This adds context to these comics, these auto-bio comics. You know,
Yeah.
We need to know more about this first.
These are auto bio interviews, but they're not auto, so that part's not right. But they are bio interviews.
bio interviews, yes.
Biometric, biological.
Oh no, yeah,
But
we do have a lot of diodes to connect to you before you head out.
Welcome to our biological interview.
We
here
gotta
at
find
SPX.
out if you have one.
Here
of
in
them.
meat space.
What you putting in that arrhythmia? What you got there?
What you got?
So where can people find out about your stuff on the internet where people live?
I am on Instagram. I'm most active on Instagram because I've never figured out how to use Twitter, and it's no longer called Twitter now. So
Yeah, at
I
this
feel
point-
like at this point I'm not even gonna bother.
It's over.
On Instagram, my handle is ego_gala, which is what I named my diary comics on account of. I felt like there was nothing more like self-aggrandizing than doing a diary comic about myself every single day. It's like throwing a gala for your ego. So ego_gala. And I should have my website up and running soon. It's kristenshull.com. But yeah, that's the way.
Awesome.
Excellent. Well, thanks for sitting with us.
Yes,
Of course.
this is great.
Yeah.